Have you ever wondered what it will feel like to look back on your life many years from now? Not just the big achievements, the milestones, or the moments everyone sees, but the quiet, ordinary days, the moments you spent waiting for the right time. Perhaps you will notice the times you said, "Later, I will," and realize that later sometimes never came. In this video, we will explore the gentle but profound truths of growing older, the regrets that often arrive softly, and the wisdom that life gradually imparts. You will hear stories of people who postponed joy, delayed connection, and deferred dreams. Moments that seemed small then now carry weight. The words left unspoken, the embraces never given, the journeys left for another time, all of them linger quietly, shaping the heart in ways we rarely notice until much later. As you watch, take a moment to reflect on your own life. Consider the choices you have postponed, the relationships you have taken for granted, and the experiences you have delayed. If this resonates with you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. You may also find insight in our playlists on memory, regret, and the subtle lessons that come with age. Let us begin this quiet journey together, stepping gently into the reflections that life offers, as we explore the first lesson, the realization that sometimes comes only when it is almost too late. There comes a quiet moment in life when we notice the passage of time in a way we never noticed before. It is not sudden or dramatic, but a soft, persistent awareness that the years we once took for granted have moved forward without pause. Perhaps it comes while sitting alone, or while gazing out of a window, watching the world move at its usual pace while you feel the weight of things left undone. Many people live much of their lives waiting for the right time to pursue a dream, to speak words of love, to reach out to someone, or to allow themselves simple joy. Later, we tell ourselves, "I will do this when I'm ready. I will say this when it feels right. I will live fully when the circumstances allow it." But later is uncertain. Often it never comes in the way we imagined. And one day, perhaps in the quiet of an evening, we recognize the cost of postponement. Dreams deferred weigh on the heart in subtle ways. You may have wanted to travel, to create, to explore a skill or passion that nourished your spirit. Yet practical concerns, work, family, and responsibility took precedence. The dream remained shelved, awaiting a future that arrived in fragments or never at all. The person who looks back realizes that waiting for the perfect moment often meant waiting forever. Opportunities are not infinite. Time once spent cannot be reclaimed. Relationships often carry the same quiet regret. Friends drift away, absorbed in their own lives. Family members age and change, yet the moments to express appreciation, love, or even simple companionship are deferred. Perhaps a conversation you intended to have was left unsaid, or a gesture you wanted to make was delayed. The awareness of these missed opportunities comes softly but insistently. You notice it in empty chairs, in quiet rooms, in the gentle absence of those who once filled your life. Even achievements, when pursued at the expense of presence, can leave a lingering emptiness. A career may flourish, recognition may come, and success may be attained, yet the person looking back may feel that the personal, emotional, or creative life they postponed carries more weight than any external accomplishment. The realization dawns that happiness is not a reward to be earned at the end of work or effort, but something that must be lived, moment by moment, even amidst responsibilities. The body, too, reminds us of time's passage. Strength diminishes, energy wanes, and the ease with which we once pursued passions, travels, or experiences becomes more difficult. It is in these moments, often small and quiet, that we notice how fleeting the earlier opportunities were. Physical capability is not eternal, and the awareness of its limits can deepen the ache of postponed life. Perhaps one of the most profound aspects of this first regret lies in words left unsaid. Love unexpressed, apologies never offered, gratitude unvoiced, all accumulate silently. They are not mistakes in the dramatic sense, but omissions whose presence is felt long after the moments in which they might have been spoken have passed. And the awareness that one's heart held back these expressions is often sharper than any external failure. Even ordinary days hold weight in hindsight. Time spent in distraction, worry, or habitual routine can overshadow the moments that might have been filled with connection or joy. The simple act of noticing someone, listening fully, or offering presence is often postponed, and in retrospect, these small absences loom large. Life, in its ordinary rhythm, continues without pause, yet it is these small moments we wish we had embraced. The first regret is subtle, almost invisible. It does not arrive with anger or panic. Instead, it creeps gently, like a shadow at dusk, soft yet persistent. It is a reflection that life could have been lived differently, that choices deferred carried consequences, and that moments allowed to slip away leave spaces that cannot be filled again. The mind dwells on them, not with bitterness, but with quiet recognition, a gentle ache that lingers through reflection. Sometimes the realization comes through comparison, though rarely in an obvious sense. You may notice a friend who pursued their dreams or nurtured relationships in ways you postponed. Or you may simply feel the difference between memory and present reality, the ease with which they embraced life versus the caution or hesitation you practiced. These contrasts are not meant to shame, but to illuminate what was left waiting. And in noticing, the awareness of time's swift passage becomes unavoidable. This regret is also tied closely to love. Many postpone intimacy, conversation, or emotional vulnerability for years. Fear, uncertainty, or timing seem sufficient reasons to wait, and yet love deferred carries a quiet cost. Moments of closeness never taken, confessions never made, hands never held, all leave a lingering presence of absence. One may recognize decades later that some connections could have flourished if only courage had been summoned earlier. Financial security or societal achievement can never fully replace these experiences. Success measured externally may provide comfort, but it does not fill the spaces left by postponed joy or unattended relationships. The person reflecting quietly often sees the truth that life's most significant value lies in human connection, creative expression, and small attentive experiences rather than accolades or possessions. The first regret is often accompanied by a gentle solitude. It's not loneliness in the dramatic sense, but a quiet awareness of time's passage, a recognition of moments no longer available. The mind naturally begins to wander through what could have been done differently, how small choices shaped the trajectory of life, and what was left waiting for a time that never arrived. Yet within this regret lies the possibility of awareness. Understanding that we have postponed life, even unintentionally, can illuminate what remains. The remaining days, though finite, are more precious once we notice the cost of delay. Attention to the present, intentionality in relationships, and openness to small joys become clearer. The first regret, though painful, serves as a mirror, reflecting both what was missed and what might still be embraced. The mind often revisits ordinary, overlooked moments, the laughter of a friend, the warmth of a family meal, the simple pleasure of an unhurried conversation. In memory, these become vivid reminders of what life offered and what was allowed to pass.
And the quiet realization arises: these ordinary moments, though fleeting, are the substance of a life well lived, and when postponed, they form the core of the first regret. This regret gently leads to the awareness of solitude that often comes with aging. Once the weight of deferred choices is acknowledged, one begins to sense the quiet spaces in life, the rooms that once held activity, conversations, and laughter, now echoing softly with absence. Relationships, once vibrant, have changed. Friends have moved, loved ones have aged or passed, and the first regret becomes the soft precursor to a deeper understanding that presence, connection, and emotional engagement are finite, and that solitude is a natural companion in the later chapters of life. The first regret is quiet, reflective, and profound. It does not shout, it whispers. It does not demand action, it invites awareness. And as it settles in, it encourages the individual to value what remains, to notice moments of connection, to appreciate small joys, and to embrace the remaining opportunities that life offers. Though some doors are closed, others remain open, illuminated by the understanding that life is fleeting and precious. Ultimately, this regret is a call to consciousness. It asks us to notice the present, to speak the words we have held back, to act on the passions we postponed, and to give attention to what truly matters. It does so softly, without judgment or urgency, leaving the individual with a gentle, persistent awareness that life is happening now, not in some distant, deferred later. And as the mind turns inward, reflecting on time lost and moments deferred, it naturally begins to sense what will come next: the quiet solitude of later life, the emotional awareness of absence, and the memories that become louder than the present. The first regret, in this sense, is not a closure, but a threshold, preparing the heart for reflection on loneliness, silent loss, and the inner landscape of emotions that await in the next stage of understanding. It is in this subtle, quiet realization that life begins to teach its softest lessons. The first regret opens the door gently, allowing the mind to recognize what has passed and to begin the tender work of noticing what remains. It is not dramatic. It does not demand change. It simply exists as a companion, a quiet observer of time, and a guide toward the next reflection, the experience of solitude, memory, and the bittersweet awareness that even in presence, absence is deeply felt. Loneliness is a quiet companion, often unnoticed until it has settled deeply into life. It is not always a dramatic absence, nor a sudden emptiness. Sometimes it grows slowly, like shadows stretching across a room as the sun lowers in the sky. You may be surrounded by family, by friends, by people who care, and yet feel a profound distance. This is not the loneliness of physical separation, but of emotional space, the quiet gap between yourself and those you love, where words remain unsaid and gestures unmade. As people age, this kind of solitude becomes more apparent. Children who once filled the house with laughter grow into adults with their own lives. Friends move, change, or fade into memory. Partners, if present, may share routine, but not always the emotional closeness that once came naturally. Even daily interactions, once taken for granted, can feel muted, leaving an internal silence that cannot be filled by mere presence. This loneliness is rarely about blame. It is a natural outcome of the way life unfolds. People change, priorities shift, responsibilities expand, and the rhythms of daily life move relentlessly forward. What once required little effort, a call, a walk, a visit, now demands attention, energy, or courage that may feel more difficult to summon. Distance, both physical and emotional, accumulates quietly over years. Unspoken words often weigh heaviest. Apologies postponed, expressions of gratitude left unsaid, confessions of love avoided. These are the quiet stones carried in the heart. They are not dramatic failures, but small, persistent reminders of what could have been shared. And when life slows, these omissions become more pronounced. They echo in empty rooms, in the subtle absence of conversation, and in moments when the mind searches for connection that is no longer present. Even with family nearby, emotional isolation can persist. Children may visit, yet conversations may remain surface level. Friends may call, yet the depth of companionship may feel absent. Partners may share space, yet the connection that once brought warmth and understanding can wane as routines replace attentiveness. Loneliness, in this sense, is not merely about being alone. It is about being unseen or unheard in ways that matter deeply to the heart. The psychology of this solitude is subtle but profound. Human beings are wired for emotional connection, for shared experience, and for intimacy that goes beyond surface interaction. When these connections diminish, the mind responds with a gentle ache, a persistent awareness that something essential is missing. Even ordinary noise, the hum of a television, the chatter of others, cannot fill the silent longing for emotional resonance.
Memories grow louder than the voices of the present. The mind revisits old friends, past conversations, and shared laughter, often more vividly than it experiences current interactions. The absence of these people, the knowledge that those moments cannot be relived, carries a weight that physical presence cannot replace. A quiet room, an empty chair, a phone that does not ring. These ordinary objects become symbols of emotional distance. Physical spaces amplify the awareness of loss. The living room, once filled with activity, may now feel hollow. A kitchen that carried familiar smells and sounds can feel strangely empty. Even a familiar street or park may seem quiet when not shared with someone meaningful. In these spaces, the mind drifts to what has been lost, quietly registering the absence of what was once ordinary and comforting. Health and mobility, too, play a role. As the body changes with age, the ability to participate in past activities diminishes. The walks once taken with friends, the errands shared with family, the spontaneous journeys of youth, these become less feasible. Solitude, in this sense, is both emotional and physical. The awareness of limitation often heightens the sense of isolation, reminding the person of opportunities that can no longer be pursued as freely. Social connections shrink gradually. Colleagues retire, neighbors move away, friends lose contact. Invitations may come less often, and events that once brought engagement now pass as observers rather than participants. These changes are rarely sudden. Loneliness grows in increments, measured in small absences and quiet gaps, until it becomes an unspoken companion that colors each day. Yet there is a paradox. Even in the midst of company, the individual can feel profoundly alone. The human mind craves emotional reciprocity, genuine understanding, and shared attention. Without these, presence alone cannot satisfy the need for connection. This is why loneliness in later life is often experienced most sharply, not in isolation, but among people who are present, yet emotionally distant. Memory often becomes both comfort and pain. Recollection of past warmth, laughter, and intimacy reminds the individual of what was once known and what is now absent. These memories are vivid, alive with emotion, and often more real than the current reality. They comfort by showing that connection once existed, but they also intensify solitude by contrasting the fullness of the past with the quietness of the present. Ordinary routines offer subtle solace, though they cannot replace human connection. Reading, walking, listening to music, or sitting quietly by a window may provide grounding. These rituals remind the person that life continues, that small joys remain, and that presence, even if solitary, has value. Yet these comforts coexist with the persistent whisper of absence, creating a landscape where both contentment and longing reside side by side.
Silent loss teaches patience and reflection. It invites the individual to observe life gently, to notice what remains rather than only what is absent. This awareness softens judgment, cultivating a quiet empathy for the self and others. At the same time, it reinforces the profound truth that human connection is finite, fragile, and often fleeting. Recognizing this quietly reshapes how remaining moments are experienced. Even fleeting gestures of connection carry immense significance. A phone call, a smile, a shared memory. These small acts become anchors in the subtle landscape of solitude. They are reminders that emotional presence can still be nurtured, even when circumstances have shifted and routines have changed. Awareness of these moments often sharpens the appreciation for what is available, heightening attention to the ordinary acts of care and attention that are sometimes overlooked. This loneliness is not always painful in the dramatic sense. It is gentle, persistent, reflective. It does not demand action or elicit outbursts. It exists as a quiet recognition, a soft companion that guides awareness toward the essential truths of life. Connection matters, time is limited, and presence is a gift that can never be postponed indefinitely. The quiet moments of reflection often reveal subtle truths. One notices patterns of deferred attention, missed conversations, and unshared experiences. The mind begins to catalog absence with care, recognizing that the spaces once filled with activity, laughter, or intimacy are now softened into memory. And in this awareness, there is an odd blend of sorrow and appreciation. Sorrow for what has faded, appreciation for what remains and can still be nurtured. Loneliness also highlights the unspoken grief of friendships lost to time. Friends move away, change, or fade from active life. The process is gradual, often unnoticed until the absence becomes undeniable. The quiet ache is not anger or blame, but recognition of impermanence, a subtle acceptance that connections, no matter how strong, are vulnerable to the passage of years. Ultimately, this solitude fosters reflection. The mind revisits past choices, noting where emotional attention could have been given, where words might have been shared, and where connection might have been more present. These reflections, though tinged with regret, are not harsh. They are gentle reminders, soft teachers showing how the past shaped the present and guiding the heart to attend to the remaining opportunities with intention and care. In this stage of life, memories often speak louder than people. The mind recalls voices, gestures, laughter, and moments shared long ago. The absence of these interactions in the present is deeply felt. Solitude, in its quiet way, magnifies these recollections, allowing them to shape the emotional landscape more vividly than any current interaction might. This is the essence of silent loss, a recognition that what has been will never return, yet what remains still deserves attention, care, and presence. In this reflection, a new awareness gently arises. Even amidst quiet solitude, the individual can notice small joys, moments of attention, and the subtle beauty of ordinary life. The contrast between absence and presence sharpens the appreciation of what remains, and in this quiet tension, the mind prepares for the next layer of reflection, the memories, nostalgia, and gentle regrets that will follow, shaping understanding and insight for the remaining days. Loneliness and silent loss are therefore not merely empty spaces. They are teachers in subtle disguise. They illuminate the fragility of connection, the importance of attention, and the delicate rhythm of life as it passes. They prepare the heart for the quiet work of reflection, memory, and emotional awareness that is central to aging. And as these truths settle gently, the mind becomes attuned to the subtle pulse of life, noticing absence, presence, and the bittersweet clarity that comes with observing both. Memory has a quiet power. It does not shout or demand attention, but it shapes our sense of self in ways that are almost imperceptible until we pause to notice. In later life, memories often arrive uninvited, stirring the mind with sounds, smells, and images from long ago. A familiar song may echo in the mind and suddenly carry the weight of an entire afternoon long past. A street, a house, or even a single scent can transport the heart decades backward, illuminating moments that once seemed ordinary but now appear vivid and irreplaceable. Nostalgia is rarely simple. It brings warmth, yes, but also a subtle ache. Childhood friends who have drifted away, long walks through quiet streets, afternoons filled with laughter, and evenings spent in the comfort of home all return in fragments, sharper and more detailed than the present moment. These memories are not failures, yet they often carry a bittersweet weight. They remind us that time moves relentlessly forward, that the moments we once lived are irretrievable, and that some choices, once made or postponed, cannot be undone. Regret intertwines with these memories. It is not always about dramatic mistakes, but about what was left unsaid or unexplored. The friend we never called, the journey we never took, the hobby we never pursued. These deferred experiences remain in the mind, persistent as quiet echoes. They are tender reminders of opportunities that once existed, now closed. And though life may have offered other joys, these particular moments linger, vivid and unattainable. Sensory detail often amplifies the presence of nostalgia. The smell of rain on dry earth, the sound of children playing in a distant yard, the taste of a meal shared decades ago. These sensory cues summon memories with startling clarity. The mind reconstructs the scene, often with a focus on emotions rather than facts, highlighting the laughter, the joy, the quiet companionship. Yet, in this reconstruction, the absence of those experiences in the present becomes acutely clear, forming a gentle ache that is as real as the memory itself. It is within these moments that regret takes shape. The person looking back realizes how often life was postponed, how frequently joy was deferred, and how many ordinary experiences were left unappreciated. Regret is rarely loud. It is a soft companion, a quiet recognition that life could have been lived with more presence, more attention, and more engagement. These reflections often arrive during quiet hours, in the stillness of the evening or the solitary pause between tasks. They are unhurried, persistent, and deeply emotional. Childhood, in particular, carries a weight of nostalgia that is hard to articulate. The simplicity of early days, the effortless connections with friends, and the sense of wonder that accompanied discovery are often more vivid in memory than in any later achievement. We remember the smell of a schoolyard, the feel of grass under bare feet, the unstructured freedom of afternoons that seemed infinite at the time. And when we revisit these memories, there is both warmth and a gentle ache, a recognition that these moments, once gone, exist only in memory and imagination.
Old friendships carry a similar resonance. People with whom we shared laughter, secrets, and long afternoons may no longer be present. Some drift away naturally, others fade through circumstance, and some are lost to the finality of death. The absence of these companions highlights the passage of time, emphasizing the transient nature of connection. Yet in remembering, the mind reconstructs the emotions, the small acts of care, and the comfort that was once effortless, allowing nostalgia to carry both joy and longing simultaneously. Regret also emerges from choices we postponed or avoided. Perhaps a journey was never taken, a creative endeavor never pursued, or a heartfelt confession never spoken. These deferred actions weigh subtly on the heart,
and when recalled, they highlight the ways in which life was constrained by hesitation, fear, or circumstance. Unlike failure, which may be external and observable, these regrets are deeply personal, internal, and quietly persistent. They arise from the awareness of opportunity lost and from the knowledge that time is finite. Memory can be both consoling and painful. Remembering the laughter, warmth, and connection of the past can bring comfort, but it also emphasizes what is no longer present. The mind contrasts the richness of memory with the quieter, more limited experiences of the present. This contrast can intensify the sense of longing, yet it also reminds the individual that life was and is filled with meaningful moments, even if some cannot be repeated. Nostalgia also draws attention to ordinary moments, the small details of everyday life, a shared meal, a quiet conversation, a walk under a fading sun. These experiences, often overlooked at the time, are recalled with surprising vividness. The mind honors these ordinary acts, revealing that significance is not always found in the grand or dramatic, but in the simple, consistent moments that constitute daily life. Regret arises when we notice how often these moments were deferred, neglected, or taken for granted. Even as regret surfaces, there is a subtle shift toward acceptance. The recognition that some experiences are irretrievably lost does not lead to despair, but to a gentle understanding. Life is finite, and memory is fragile. Accepting this truth allows the individual to hold both joy and longing simultaneously, to embrace the past without being trapped by it, and to prepare for the next stage of reflection, where wisdom emerges from the accumulation of experiences, both lived and remembered. The quiet reflection that comes with nostalgia also deepens appreciation for the present. The awareness of what was missed sharpens the recognition of what remains. Small gestures, fleeting moments, and simple acts of connection take on renewed significance. Attention becomes more focused and presence more deliberate. Even in the face of absence, the capacity to notice and value current experiences grows stronger. Sensory memory continues to play a profound role. A familiar song, the texture of a favorite chair, the smell of a meal once shared. These cues anchor the mind in recollection while also highlighting the passage of time. They remind us that while life moves forward relentlessly, memory preserves what was meaningful, even as it emphasizes what is no longer present. This interplay between memory and longing forms the foundation of reflective understanding, shaping emotional awareness in subtle but powerful ways.
Childhood, friendship, love, and small, ordinary joys all converge in memory to form the emotional landscape of regret. The mind recognizes the paths not taken, the words not spoken, and the moments postponed. Yet it also honors the experiences lived, the connections formed, and the love given and received. Nostalgia, in this sense, is both a mirror and a teacher, revealing the layers of emotion that define a life and guiding the individual toward understanding, acceptance, and reflection. Ultimately, memories are not merely reminders of the past, they are companions in the present. They carry lessons, warmth, and emotional depth that shape the individual's perception of life. Regret arises not to punish, but to illuminate, to show where life could have been lived with more presence, awareness, and attention. And as this understanding settles, it prepares the heart for wisdom, the quiet clarity that comes from observing the passage of time, embracing memory, and noticing the subtleties of experience that matter most.
The process of reflection through memory is not hurried. It unfolds slowly, naturally, and quietly, much like the accumulation of years themselves. Nostalgia allows the mind to relive experiences, savor emotions, and recognize patterns. In doing so, it deepens the individual's understanding of life, relationships, and self. Regret is intertwined but not destructive. It is a gentle companion, illuminating what was deferred and shaping the awareness of what remains. In this way, the heart gradually moves toward acceptance. Memories are acknowledged with both longing and gratitude. Regret softens into reflection, and the mind, having wandered through the past, begins to recognize the wisdom inherent in accumulated experience, preparing for the next stage of understanding, the insights, clarity, and peace that emerge when lessons of life are quietly absorbed, fully appreciated, and calmly held.
Wisdom often arrives quietly, long after it could have altered the path we walked. It does not shout, nor does it demand immediate attention. It emerges slowly, shaped by the accumulation of moments, regrets, joys, losses, and the soft passage of time. In the later stages of life, one begins to notice the patterns that earlier years concealed, the simplicity of presence, the importance of connection, and the irreplaceable value of time. Life's lessons are rarely learned in a single moment. They unfold gradually, often only when one has the perspective of distance and reflection. Looking back, it becomes clear that the things that once seemed urgent, the striving, the worry, the pursuit of approval or recognition, were often less significant than the small, quiet experiences that shape the heart. A walk with a loved one, a shared meal, a moment of attentive listening. These are the things that linger in memory, the things that truly matter. The wisdom that comes too late is gentle, almost imperceptible. It is not a guidebook for others, nor a prescription for life. Instead, it is a quiet understanding that life's value resides in being present, in noticing, and in cherishing what is available now. It recognizes that time is finite, and that the moments we live each day are the ones that count, regardless of the grand ambitions or deferred dreams that once consumed us. Relationships, once taken for granted, are now seen with a clarity that was unavailable in youth. Love, kindness, and attention are understood as the currency of life. The arguments, the misunderstandings, and the pride that once seemed significant now appear trivial in contrast to the warmth of connection and the gentle presence of another. These realizations bring a soft, quiet peace, not as a conclusion, but as a lens through which remaining days can be viewed. There is also a recognition of limitations. One comes to understand that not every dream will be achieved, not every relationship will be fully repaired, and not every opportunity will be reclaimed. Yet this understanding does not bring bitterness, it brings acceptance. Acceptance is not surrender, but an awareness that life unfolds as it must, and that the presence of wisdom allows the heart to navigate its final years with gentleness, reflection, and care. Simplicity becomes profound. The things once overlooked, the gentle touch of a hand, the laughter shared quietly in a room, the sunlight filtering through a window, take on immense significance. Life is measured less by accomplishments and more by presence, less by grand achievements and more by the depth of attention given to each passing moment. In these realizations, one finds a quiet satisfaction, a peace that arises not from external validation, but from internal awareness. Time is no longer an abstract concept. It is palpable, pressing gently against every decision, every interaction, every quiet hour. The wisdom gained late in life often emphasizes how fleeting existence truly is. It urges gentle attentiveness, mindful care,
and a prioritization of what nurtures the heart and spirit. Yet this is not a call to frantic action, only a recognition that attention, presence, and love are finite resources and should not be squandered. There is a deep understanding of regret's role in shaping perspective. The mistakes, the deferred actions, and the moments lost all become teachers. They are not punishments, but reflections, offering insight into the patterns of life. One learns that regret, though painful, brings clarity, showing which aspects of life truly matter and which distractions are trivial in the grand scheme. Through reflection, regret becomes less a source of sorrow and more a quiet guide, shaping the way remaining moments are experienced. The final years illuminate the importance of small acts of care. A smile offered freely, a moment of attention given without expectation, a kind word spoken without hesitation. These become profound gestures, rich with meaning. The wisdom of age sees these ordinary actions as the essence of life itself, more valuable than wealth, fame, or achievement. In their simplicity lies depth, and in their quiet consistency lies lasting significance. Acceptance of the self also grows. The faults, the hesitations, and the deferred dreams are observed with compassion rather than self-reproach. Life is understood as an imperfect journey, shaped by choices, circumstances, and limitations. In observing the self without harsh judgment, a profound peace emerges. It is a recognition that life was lived as best it could be, given what was known and felt at each moment, and that the present still holds opportunity for meaningful engagement. The passage of time teaches patience. Moments cannot be forced, understanding cannot be hurried, and presence cannot be manufactured. Wisdom that comes late appreciates the rhythm of life, the slow unfolding of days, the gentle accumulation of experience, and the subtle yet profound significance of ordinary existence. Even silence becomes meaningful, filled with reflection, understanding, and the soft weight of accumulated years. In the quiet reflection of late life, gratitude often surfaces. Gratitude for what was, for what remains, and for the people, experiences, and moments that shaped the journey. It is not the exaggerated gratitude of rhetoric or social expectation, but the quiet, reflective awareness that life, in its imperfections and fleeting nature, has offered innumerable instances of care, connection, and beauty. Gratitude becomes a lens through which the remaining days are observed with calm, thoughtful attention.
Even as one acknowledges what cannot be changed, there is still space for meaningful action. A conversation, a letter, a small gesture. These retain significance precisely because they are offered in the fullness of awareness. Wisdom transforms simple acts into profound ones, showing that it is never too late to notice, to care, or to give presence, even if the years of delay cannot be recovered. In this final stage, peace emerges. Not the dramatic peace of resolution or conclusion, but the quiet, reflective peace of understanding. Life, with all its deferred joys, regrets, and losses, is now seen as a whole, with patterns, meaning, and moments of beauty that linger. The mind is calmer, the heart gentler, and the attention more deliberate. Even in the face of limitations, absence, and solitude, there is a soft satisfaction in knowing that awareness and presence remain possible. Ultimately, wisdom that comes too late is not about grand gestures or sweeping change. It is about noticing, attending, and valuing the ordinary. It is about recognizing the impermanence of all things and allowing that recognition to guide choices, attention, and care. It is a quiet understanding that life, though fleeting, offers endless opportunity for small acts of meaning, love, and connection, if only we notice them.
And as these lessons settle, there is a final, soft clarity that life's value is found not in what is accomplished, but in how presence is given, how attention is offered, and how moments are held with care. It is a gentle goodbye to what cannot be changed, and a quiet hello to what still can be embraced. It is not a conclusion, only a pause, a soft, reflective understanding that even in the last chapters, life retains depth, meaning, and the capacity for quiet fulfillment.